Hey guys, it's Ep23 here and welcome back to episode 23 of my Dortmund career mode. Now in today's episode we're obviously going to be continuing on with the summer transfer window, trying to bring in some players, trying to sell some players as well, and hopefully just developing a really strong squad. Now in the last episode I did a little bit of a vote in the description. You guys left your comments as well, which I was really appreciative of because there were so many of them, so thank you all so much for all your suggestions. I like to see obviously people replying to each other's comments and giving their thoughts and that sort of thing, so thank you all so much for that. I really do appreciate it. But yeah, basically from the vote, we have kind of realised that we are going to be probably signing Renato Sanchez from Bayern Munich in this episode. That was the most voted thing, which I didn't actually mention in the video. I just thought I'd put it in the vote and it came out on top quite comfortably. So we're going to do that. We'll also sell Piszczek. Maybe have Ginter go as well in today's episode and try and get in a new right back, I think is the way we're going to go with it. Ayura was heavily suggested by quite a few people, so we'll put in a bid for him to begin with. But we're also going to take a look at Florenzi as well, and we'll get one of the two of those players. We'll wait and see which one is cheaper or better or whatever we decide to base it on. He's obviously going to be very expensive, Ayura, but he's a very good player. He can play a couple of different positions, very, very fast. He can also play centre-back as well, so the initial bid we'll go with, I think, is going to be 32 million, although I think the chief executive often gets it quite wrong, so it'll probably come back and it'll be a lot more than that, I would imagine. Before we get on to any more transfers, though, in this episode, if we could go ahead and hit 50 likes, I would really appreciate it. Also, if you haven't already, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button as well. That will be absolutely fantastic. I think we last hit 5,400 subscribers recently, so thank you all so much for that. Obviously, the aim is to try and somehow get 7,500 subs by the end of the year. Obviously that's going to be a very tough task, but by subscribing you really do help me out, so I would really appreciate it. Let's move on now a couple of days and find out how we've got on with some of these bids. The first one is for Florenzi, who we put in a bid for in the last episode. I've also got Shaqiri there as well at 38 million. I don't think we're actually going to go ahead with that one because from the vote it didn't seem too popular, so it's a lot of money to spend on him. We're obviously looking at trying to get in Sanchez as well, so I think it'd be money wasted on someone that maybe isn't quite as wanted as some of the other players that you mentioned in the comments below. So we'll go crucial first team player for Florenzi. He looks really good stats wise. I think it was just one stat, and that was his strength, I think, that wasn't green. So it just tells you how all round amazing he is. He can play a few different positions as well, so he looks very good. We'll put in a bid for I think Sanchez now, once I've gone through the academy, decided on players I want to keep, decided on ones I'll get rid of as well. Quite a lot coming back here for the Spanish players, so I'll move on and we'll put in a bid for Sanchez now. Now the only thing with this bid, although it is obviously quite unrealistic, that's the only downside to it, but there's also another thing, which is that we're probably going to have too many midfielders, so we'd have to, I think, get rid of a midfielder, either as part of this deal or separately, not really too sure which. But I'm just struggling to really decide who I get rid of. I don't really want to have to get rid of Thiago. Do quite like him in game. I know he's obviously come from Bayern as well, but I'm not really too sure what we should do about this. There's obviously a couple of other players I could choose. Weigl, I ideally don't want to get rid of him, to be honest. Castro is a potential one. He's a similar sort of player to Sanchez in the same position, obviously. But there's also Rode as well. But I do quite like Rode in game, so it's another one where I don't really want to have to get rid of Rode. I don't really want to have to get rid of Moreno either. He looks like he's got great potential, although we do need to train him a little bit more. So I'm not really too sure what to do about that. I might just put in a bid to begin with, and I'll let you guys decide what I do with the rest of the centre mids by commenting down below. Okay, here we are. PSG have come back and actually accepted the £32 million bid that we put in for Ayura, and we're going to try and get him on a 90 grand a week contract. Obviously, Florenzi, we offered him 80 grand, I think it was, so we'll take that into account when considering which player we'll sign. It seems like we'll expect probably both of them to accept the contract offers that we've given them, so we'll wait and see on that one anyway over the next few days, but I suspect they probably will both accept it. Player sold, and that is Stenzel. He has moved on. Okay, Horn has gone. It's been matched. Porto have matched the £48.5 million counter offer which we gave them the last episode. They've matched it. Horn's on the way out. We need to now get in another goalkeeper because obviously I think that leaves Donnarumma being our number one, which is fine obviously, but I think we need to get in another goalkeeper as a backup. It's difficult to know what exactly we're going to need from our goalkeeper, so it's tempting to go for Weidenfeller, but I've also looked at Berkey as well. He's valued at about 17 million, Weidenfeller's obviously 36, 76 overall. He would work quite nicely as a second goalkeeper, but probably only for a year. To be honest, he'd probably retire after that, but I'm not really too sure. I think we'll put in a bid for him though. 2.5 million is what we'll go with, because obviously he's 36 years old. We don't really want to be paying too much more than that. I suspect he'll probably accept it, but I'm not too sure. I've just also realised he's actually out for 7 weeks, isn't he? So, okay, maybe we won't be able to get him in. We'll have to wait and see. Obviously, we can have our other goalkeeper, our current third keeper, might be able to fill in for Ryan Feller for a little bit. But we'll have to wait and see. Berkey's another one, like I said, that we're going to take a look at. It's a bit expensive, really, though, for a second goalkeeper. 82 overall as well. Would seem a little bit unnecessary to have him as a second choice goalkeeper. Another goalkeeper mentioned in the comments below of the last episode was Iker Casillas. Now, I was going to take a look at him, obviously, as you can see here, and he is retiring, so sadly I can't get him in. Decent suggestion, though, for a second choice goalkeeper. Sadly, he won't be able to be signed, though, because he is on the way out. And we've actually got Bayern Munich accepting the £24 million bid for Renato Sanchez. Thought we'd have had to have paid a little bit more than that, but it hasn't happened, and we've managed to get him on the initial bid that we put in. We'll go 5-year deal, obviously, important first team player, I think, as well. Although squad rotational player, maybe we could get him for that, and we wouldn't have to play him quite as often. Obviously, I'd want to play him as much as possible, but obviously the lower we can put it on there, the less crucial it is to be able to play him all the time. So as you can see here, we got Florenzi coming back, accepting the contract, 80 grand a week. We will just leave that one for now, though. Ayora obviously could agree his contract as well, and then it'll be down to you guys. I think we might do another vote, although the transfers might actually run out, so maybe I'll just have to decide in this episode myself. As you can see, Ayora there accepting the contract, but we'll take a look at this transfer offer for Weigl first. £22 million from Liverpool. We're just going to reject that one. Don't really want to get rid of Weigl. I still see him as a crucial part of our team. Really someone I want to try and play as much as possible. We've got a monthly scouting update here as well. Still waiting for our goalkeeper Horn to be sold. That was looking a little bit in doubt after it's not really gone through, has it, in the last couple of days. So maybe it's not going to happen, but we'll have to wait and see. Horn also asking to discuss wages, which kind of makes me think maybe it's not going to happen. It's down to the player here to review the contract, and he has been offered more than double the wage, so I suspect he will probably join Porto. And we've got Cologne here coming back and saying they want $5 million for Weidenfeller, which seems a little bit over the top, really, doubling the amount that I was going to pay for him, and he's just got up to 37 years old, so yeah, he's obviously getting older, but he has gone up now to 37 years old. 3.5 million, don't want to go any more than that, really, but we might have to. And Sanchez has come back, accepted the contract. We will just go ahead and accept that one. I know it's a little bit unrealistic, really, signing him from Bayern Munich, our rivals, but he was the most voted by far, so I've had to go with what you guys have said. I've decided that will be a good idea, and hopefully a good one for the future as well. I need to obviously continue to try and train him up. So that's it, he joins our club, really happy with that one. That leaves us with about 35 million to spend, so we could bring in either of the right backs here. So I've quickly studied the stats and what I'm after from my right back, and I decided to go with Ayora. I'm going to go with him purely because the stats that he has, he's better at standing tackle, sliding tackle, strength he's better at as well. Florenzi's much better going forward rather than defending, and I'm not really after a forward-thinking right back as such. I really would rather than just being able to defend well enough, to be honest, because we have a lot of attacking players already in the squad. We've got a lot of good wingers and good attacking players in general, so I think we need someone defensively that's quite strong. Ayora, I think, suits that a little bit better than Florenzi does. He's 1 inch taller as well, if that really doesn't make too much of a difference. So we paid a little bit more there for Ayora, but I think he fits what I'm after much better. We'll wait now for the goalkeeper to be sold, and we'll get a little bit more money in if we need to sign anybody else. But I can't see us making loads of signings. I don't want to make loads of signings, really. Piszczek will certainly be leaving, though, I'd imagine. And I said that Ginter would probably leave. He was supposed to be as part of one of those deals. We might have to get rid of Ginter separately now, because that leaves us with quite a few full-backs. Paslak is a player I want to keep. He will be the other right back with Ayora, and then basically what I'll have on the left-hand side is Durm and Guerrero. A few of you suggesting new left-backs I should try and get in, or suggesting for me to get a new left-back in, and I might do that, but not right now. I'm pretty happy with the 2 left backs I've got, to be honest. They're just about fast enough. Obviously, overall-wise, they're not fantastic, but I want to keep things realistic in general, so we'll slowly progress the team forward, slowly change a few different players. But I'm really happy with Guerrero at the moment, so I don't want to get rid of him. And I think Durm is another one that I'm pretty happy with as well. So we'll keep the full-backs in terms of the left-backs anyway for now, but it is certainly Ginter, and we will also see Piszczek probably leaving as well, both of which have now been transfer listed. Really want to keep Paslak, though, as the second right-back. He can play right mid and left back as well. Another transfer offer in, this time for Emre Mor. Let's not even bother with that one. Don't want to get rid of him quite clearly. And Player Solhorn leaves for Porto. 44 million added onto our budget. It happens to be just before we play Schalke in the Copa Europe. We lose our best goalkeeper, and it doesn't really give us enough time to get another one in. So we have a day basically to do something, but we are going to do some player drills to begin with. I think we'll go Pulisic, Dembele, Donnarumma on 2 of those drills, and Emre Mor with another. I got rid of Donnarumma's set piece one that he was doing. I was trying to just train up different sort of attributes and hope that that was affecting his overall, but it didn't seem to be making too much of a difference, so I've just gone with the 2 drills rather than the 3 drills that I was doing last episode. As you can see, he's gone up to 80 overall now, so he is already starting to fill the boots that were obviously left by Horn. Pulisic also going up to 74 overall. He's got a big season ahead of him, I'm sure he has. You guys have been going mad about him in the comments below of the last few episodes now, saying I've got to play him more often, got to train him more often. That is certainly what I'm going to be trying to do. Iheanacho bid in for him from Valencia. No way. Not going to get rid of Iheanacho. He's a brilliant second forward to have. And we will now crack on with the Schalke game. Okay, so this is the Copa Europe final now against Schalke. They won the league, so that's the reason why we're playing against them. I think that means that they also won the Europa League as well last season. So it's just coincidental they won the league and Europa League, I think. Donnarumma starts in goal. Ayora, obviously our new right back, starts. Schul and Tara at the back. Durm as my left back, Thiago in front of them, Götze also playing in centre mid as well. Royce will play the centre attacking mid, we've got Dembele on the right hand side, Pulisic on the left with Aubameyang up front, leaves us with a very strong bench. A lot of big players also missing out as well. We'll try and incorporate them as much as possible. It's going to be very much a rotated team most games, to be honest, because we won't be able to just keep players out all the time. We've got to try and incorporate them into the side at some stage. So let's crack on with the game against Schalke. Let's try and get our first little bit of silverware of this season. It's an important game, this one, even though it is just the Copa Europe. We do obviously want to try and win it. So we need some revenge over Schalke after they beat us to the league title last season. Hopefully this is the game to do it. Hopefully this is the moment where we can get our revenge and beat them. There's a little bit of a change midfield. Thiago playing much deeper than I usually had him last season. Götze playing as that centre mid rather than the centre attacking mid, with Royce playing in behind the striker. It's an early chance for Götze though, and the goalkeeper smothers it. Brilliant start, very quick passing, managing to create a chance there. So like I say, that the 3 centre mids or the 3 midfielders that are playing centrally are all kind of in different positions to when I played them last season. That's purely to try and accommodate them all basically. We'll wait and see how that goes in this game. It's going to be a slightly interesting game, this one, because it'll be good to see how those players play. Oh, Aubameyang's gone down. This is it, isn't it? He's going to be injured for ages now. Not even in the first league game of the season he's going off with an injury. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. That's exactly what you don't want to happen in your first match. Wonder how long he'll be out for. Hopefully no longer than a couple of weeks. It's those sort of reasons why I've beefed up the squad a little bit in the summer, purely because we had a few injuries towards the end of last season, which cost us, I think, the league title. So I've had to beef up the squad a little bit, and hopefully that'll accommodate those injury problems that we'll have throughout the season. Royce, a chance to run at the defenders now. Brilliant ball through to Dembele. It's a great chance. Dembele scores 1-0 just before it turns to the 45th minute. And we've scored. Dembele on the stroke of half-time, putting us in front. Fantastic attack there. Royce with very little in front of him there, to be honest. He had to try and manufacture something, and he certainly did with that little ball through to Dembele. Fantastic pace on the ball as well, and he just finesses it around the goalkeeper, and we're winning the game 1-0. That is it for the first half. Still winning the game 1-0. It's been a very decent first half performance, actually. We've not had loads and loads of clear-cut opportunities, as you see from the stats. We've certainly deserved to be in the lead, though, with 1 or 2 chances where we should have scored from. We've been fairly clinical as well so far, which is good. But we need to have more clear-cut chances, I think, that we can score from. Nacho. Looking for Thiago, who's got forward. Thiago, a strange shot. I wasn't after that sort of shot, But it needed, I think, the laces through at that time, but the goalkeeper couldn't handle it anyway and had to palm it out for a corner. We'll take this one short, I think. We'll play it short to Gertz, who'll go with the cross. It's a decent angle for a cross, just couldn't quite direct it towards goal. Okay, so I'll make 2 changes, Schürrle and Sanchez to come on. We'll take off Gertz and Pulisic. I think Gertz has done very well in midfield. He's just starting to get quite tired, so we're going to just take him off, give him a bit of a rest. Pulisic, on the other hand, hasn't really been involved too much, but I'm not going to give up on him, obviously. It's just one game. We might try him out on the right-hand side as well to give him a chance on both wings. But yeah, those two will go off for now. I think we might have Emery Moore or Moreno come on later on. But I think for now we'll keep it the same. 30 minutes to go. We've got a free kick. Hopefully can get a shot on target. Some sort of attempt anyway to try and challenge the keeper a little bit. I think it'll be Royce to take. It's a very tall wall, is that. Let's try and get it up and over if we can. Royce, he does. And it goes in. It's 2-0. And I don't usually score free kicks, but when I do, I need a little bit of luck from the wall jumping early, I think. Royce with the goal, though. 30 minutes left of this match, and we're winning it 2-0. Really nice little free kick there. Wasn't expecting to get it in, to be honest, but I think I was helped out, like I say, massively by the wall jumping too early, and it just curls in over the ball. Goalkeeper can't get there, right into the corner, and it's 2-0. Thiago. Through to Iheanacho, fantastic chance for Iheanacho. Can he get it in? Off the post. Difficult angle in the end. I've not really given myself the greatest of angles that I've run through. Maybe a finesse shot would have worked better. I just realised we can't make that third change, can we? Because we had to make the change early on with Iheanacho coming on for Aubameyang. So it'll have to be just those 2 of the changes that we've already made now. Yeah, I thought it was a good challenge. Maybe not. That's going to be a red. Damn. No, okay, booking. That'll do. Last man, but that will do. Iheanacho on the break here. Sanchez. We know the sort of energy he's got. Can he win it back? He has got a little bit of luck there off the CDM. He's won it back. Sanchez going to go across to Iheanacho. Iheanacho, 3-0. It had to be done. We'll take it. I was after, obviously, a debut goal for Sanchez, but we needed the 3rd goal. Just kind of rub salt into the wound and get our revenge on Schalke. And we'll happily take that. Sanchez bursting forward. Okay, he gets a little bit lucky winning it back, but he gets his first assist for the club. Dembele, another chance to run forward. Could it even be 4 here, actually? Fantastic final chance. They've completely capitulated Schalke. And it's going to be pulled back here by Dembele and cleared. That must surely be it now. That is it. We've won the game 3-0. Really convincing win in the end. Schalke didn't really put too much of a fight up, to be honest, especially towards the back end of that match as well. We definitely deserve to win it. We've won it convincingly, and we've got our first bit of silver. Apologies, I've not shown you the trophy or anything like that being lifted. I do apologise about that. Just quickly skipped past it because we kind of are getting very, very close towards the end of this episode now. Tournament prize money, 4 million for winning that. Aubameyang's out for 3 months. Now, the only positive we can take from this, if there is a positive about having your star striker out for 3 months, is that we can obviously rotate the side a little bit. Schürrle will get a bit more of a game playing as a striker. Iheanacho will obviously come into the team a little bit more. So it'll help us with that, but obviously we want our best players playing. And we won't have Aubameyang for 3 months now. Slightly more positive news though, we've managed to get Weidenfeller, the club agreeing to a bid for Weidenfeller. 3.5 million was the offer we went with. We're going to go 2-year deal. We'll match the 20 grand a week, I think, just because I think he probably just about deserves it, to be honest. And we'll hopefully bring him back to the club on a squad rotational deal. We'll wait and see what they say about that. Hopefully he's okay with it. But that pretty much concludes this episode. Thank you all so much for watching. If we could go ahead and hit 50 likes on this episode, I would really appreciate it. Also, if you haven't already, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button as well. That will be absolutely fantastic. As you can see, we've brought back our veteran goalkeeper. We got rid of him for a year, then we'll bring him back now to play as our second goalkeeper. He's obviously still injured for a little bit, which isn't particularly helpful, but at least we've still got him anyway. But like I say, that is it for the episode. Please go ahead and support it in the comments section by liking it, by sharing it and subscribing. I would really appreciate all that. Also, don't forget to follow me on Twitter as well, at GameFaceHD. That is where you can stay updated with all these new videos and things like that. Everything football related, to be honest, as well. But thank you all so much for watching. No way. No, that's not just happened, is it? That's not just happened, surely. Wow, that was very, very close. I nearly just lost the game. Wow. I nearly just lost the progress that we made. We can get rid of one of our youngsters now. Oh, we can get rid of Piszczek as well. So there has been a benefit of accidentally nearly not saving. And Weidenfeller signs for us again, bit of deja vu here. But anyway, like I say, that is everything for the episode. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to go ahead and support it as you always do. I really do appreciate all the support I get on these videos. Thanks for watching. I'll remember to save it this time, and I will see you next time. Goodbye. Far too close.